Hello, I'm Howard Griffin and I'm the Director of Graduate Studies for our taught programmes at the Kent School of Architecture and Planning. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about the school, the courses we deliver, and to introduce you to my fellow programme directors who will each tell you about their respective courses. The Kent School of Architecture and Planning is based at the Canterbury campus of the University of Kent. Located in the centre of the campus, the school is ideally placed to access the many facilities that the campus has to offer. The school was created in 2005 and is one of the youngest schools of architecture in the UK. Despite this, the school has quickly established itself as a respected school within a strong academic institution, regularly highly rated in league tables. The Complete University Guide for 2020 placed the school 16th for the UK. Our postgraduate provision has grown over the years, and today we offer 6 master's programmes covering areas such as digital design and visualisation, heritage and conservation, urban design and planning, and sustainability, as well as our PhD programme. These programmes are supported by the wider postgraduate community within the school and university. The Research Excellence Framework, or REF, recognises the research that the school engages with, rating us joint 8th for research intensity along with the University of Cambridge. The school is home to 3 research centres, each with their own particular focus on architecture. CREATE is a centre for research in European architecture and is committed to the cultivation of humanistic values and ethical responsibility through the exploration of cultural and social contexts within constantly evolving European and national identities. CASE is the Centre for Architecture and Sustainable Environment. Its research focus encompasses different aspects and scales of the sustainable built environment, from the individual building to the urban block. Finally, DARC is the Digital Architecture Research Centre, which looks to explore the creative use of digital technologies to enhance design and fabrication possibilities for architecture and the built environment. The postgraduate community within the school is strong, with regular PhD research seminars, an open lecture series with invited speakers organised by our 3 research centres, and informal postgraduate coffee meetings, all of which enable students to meet other students outside of their classroom group. Let me now hand over to my fellow programme directors who will tell you a bit more about their courses.
Studying conservation at Kent will provide you with an ideal opportunity to engage with architectural heritage. In the last decades, we have realized that protecting and reusing historic buildings is one of the keys to a sustainable future. Conservation professionals can play a major role in the development of our cities. Today, their expertise is sought by architectural practices and developers, local authorities, and heritage organizations. This is an exciting time to be studying conservation. Canterbury is one of the best places to engage with this topic. Based here, our students have historic buildings of all areas literally at their doorstep. Our area includes the World Heritage Site of Canterbury Cathedral, and we are surrounded by wonderful historic towns like Rochester, Rye, Chilham, and Margate. Historic buildings in this area range from medieval churches to 19th century oast houses and from Victorian residences to 20th century cinemas. Here at the University of Kent, we've teamed up with Canterbury Cathedral and the Society for the Protection of Ancient Buildings to create a conservation program that engages like no other with this amazing architectural heritage. Our university provides a rich academic environment to study conservation, with its schools covering topics ranging from architecture to physics and history. We have the right resources and expertise to do justice to the interdisciplinary nature of conservation. Our approach to this topic is unique. While we look thoroughly at the philosophy and policies that apply to architectural heritage, we encourage a hands-on, design-led approach to conservation. Our students have the chance to work on site, on live projects, shaping the future of major historic buildings. Thanks to our partnership with Canterbury Cathedral, our students learn from the conservation of one of the world's most important historic sites. We access restricted parts of the cathedral and learn about its decay and repair with the guidance of the craftsmen and architects working on this monument. Ours is one of the few programs that give its students the opportunity to design an intervention at a historic site at risk. The Society for the Protection of Ancient Buildings helps us to identify and access such sites in ideal conditions. This year, our students are working alongside the Society's experts on the refurbishment of a medieval chapel in Maidstone. Thus, they acquire technical skills and use this experience to develop their own approach to conservation. So, if you love historic buildings, I would encourage you to submit an application to join our program. Note that our students have many different backgrounds, ranging from management to history and from surveying to architecture. For them, this program is a stepping stone towards an exciting career. As we're fully recognized by the Institute of the Historic Building Conservation, the program prepares you for various professional pathways. Our alumni play a leading role in fields as different as architectural practice, consultancy, and academic research. If you're interested in learning more about our program, do get in touch. A good starting point would be our blog, where our students write about their own experience of the program. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hello, my name is Howard Griffin and I'm the Programme Director for the Masters in Architectural Visualisation. Unlike other digital architecture courses, this programme focuses on the visual communication of architecture, exploring techniques such as rendering, photography, film and video, and virtual reality. The programme is taught across two schools, the School of Architecture and Planning and the School of Engineering and Digital Arts, both of which bring their own distinct perspectives and experience to the course. The course is divided into a number of different modules, each of which focuses on particular aspects of visualization. When you join this course, you'll spend a lot of your time learning the latest industry standard software. In particular, you develop your skills in digital architecture portfolio using Autodesk's 3D Studio Max with Forest Pack and Railclone plugins and Corona and V-Ray renderers. This equips you with the knowledge and experience needed to produce the best work ready for the workplace. In addition to this, you will also learn about architectural photography, using both traditional and digital equipment, and using programs such as Adobe's Photoshop and Lightroom to edit and enhance your work. This photographic work underpins your digital skills as you learn about composition, lighting, and exposure control. You will also develop your understanding about the relationship between film and architecture through both research and observation, helping you to contextualize your own visualization work. In the module Virtual Cities, you learn about both augmented and virtual realities and the important role they have in architectural visualization. Initially looking at projection mapping in public spaces, you use digital technologies to augment and perhaps enhance the built environment around us. Later in the year, you move from augmented to virtual reality using VR headsets to recreate and experience digital worlds in heritage scenarios. In the School of Engineering and Digital Arts, you will also learn about film and video and digital compositing, using Nuke to composite your digital footage with live action video. In the summer, students can opt to realise their dissertations in one of three ways. First, as a written dissertation, second, as a project, and thirdly, as a work placement in industry. The work placement option sees students working at companies such as Miller Hare, AVR London, Glass Canvas, Hayes Davidson, and other leading firms in visualization. The work placements provide valuable experience for the students, many of whom continue to work for the companies after their graduation. You can find out more about our programme on our website, on our social media channels, or by emailing us at Kent School of Architecture and Planning.
So, I am Marielena Nikolopoulou. I'm the Program Director for the Masters in Architecture and Sustainable Environment. So, why this course? Why should you join us? Why this topic? Well, I suppose particularly in terms of the topic and the challenges that surround us, you're well aware, you've been living or you've been reading the news, and there's hardly sort of a week going by without raising some of these issues. We've lived, we've experienced the Extinction Rebellion in the UK, climate emergency. It's a priority for everyone across the globe, wherever we are located. It's one of the issues that are not going to go away anytime soon. So in terms of why this course, again, if we revisit it, we try to address it, climate change, energy, environment. This is really the triptych that we are addressing. We know that there is a shortage of people with the necessary education, the necessary skills, and ultimately the knowledge base required to meet the demands for specialists in the field. So this is really very important. And at the Kent School of Architecture, we have a strong research base, the Center for Architecture and Sustainable Environment, that is working in quite a few of these areas with different projects. And we have research projects and case studies both within the UK and globally. In terms of why study these at the Kent School of Architecture and Planning, I should highlight that all the members of staff that teach the modules in this program are literally award-winning staff. This is a snapshot of some of the awards I'm highlighting, both on the teaching, research. Now, about the program itself, what are the aims and the structure? So it is very much about how to achieve the required target for the building, but without compromising on the people living, inhabiting these buildings, because at the end of the day, buildings are made for people. So it is really looking at this duality, both environmental performance with energy, as well as optimizing the conditions for the people. There are 4 taught modules split in 2 terms, along with the dissertation. So how the teaching works is, if you're doing it as a full-time student, in the autumn term, you enroll for 2 modules, Principles of Environmental Design and Rediscovery, Understanding Historic Buildings and Past Environmental Technologies. Then in the spring term, again, you have 2 modules with 30 credits each, Monitoring and Modeling of Environmental Performance, along with Sustainable Design Project, which you have to complete effectively, before you start the dissertation full time. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to meeting many of you next September here on campus. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Our Master's Programme in Architecture and Urban Design offers a unique perspective on how proactive urban planning can address the dynamic conditions that influence today's cities. The global population continues to grow, so the urgent need for space and resources puts us in competition with our environment as well as with our fellow humans. Our Master's Programme runs for a full year of 3 terms and is taught through a variety of media, combining lectures and workshops with design studies and field trips in both London and Paris. You'll spend your first term here at the School of Architecture and Planning in Canterbury, where seminars in research methods and analysis will provide you with the skills and the tools you need in order to carry out research. Whilst buildings form the fabric of the city, working with the spaces between the buildings is the territory of the urbanist. So this is the main focus of the design module in the autumn term. In this first planning study, students are asked to master plan a new, socially and economically mixed urban neighbourhood. We look at how to reduce the need for travel and to reduce pollution and stress in the process, and to improve the overall quality of urban life. These have been some of the examples of recent work by our students. In the spring term, students relocate to Paris, where studies continue at our School of Arts and Culture in Montparnasse, one of the most inspirational cities in the world. There we continue the programme of lectures with into the theory and history of urban design. This lecture module explores the idea of the city and how urban concepts have evolved throughout time to increase our understanding of cities and how they can be made good places to live whilst avoiding further damage to the planet. Students study how Paris evolved from its natural landscape context in order to understand the shapes and patterns of this great city. You'll then create a master plan that explores how landscape can transform the city to provide clean water, clean air, a haven for wildlife, relief from flooding to help deal with the climate crisis, and to help our physical and mental health. Recent studies that the students have undertaken have been published in books and magazines. The programme culminates in the dissertation module of the summer term, in which students concentrate on their own research into the various aspects of urban design that we've studied throughout the year, whether theoretical, historical, or design-based. The crises currently faced by the world pose some serious challenges to our future cities, and it's imperative that we rebalance. The role of today's architects and urbanists in proactive city planning is therefore more important than ever.
The MSc Bio Digital Architecture programme takes a research-oriented approach to study, building on students' computational skills in architecture to make conceptual prototypes, and is where the future of architecture lies. Many architectural practices now have modelling teams that specialise in digital tools to solve problems and generate ideas. And digital software companies are developing software and integrating plugins into their programmes to optimise design and enable architects and designers to generate ideas and solve problems. So not only is the future digital, but the way we design and think is increasingly defined by the capacity of digital tools to expand our thinking and design capacities. This is happening because computers enable us to explore decentralized and distributed approaches to problem solving and to generate shape and form emergently. The approach stems from what we see in nature, whereby many things do things at once, seemingly towards a common goal, such as ants searching for food, termites building a nest, the branches of a tree growing, animals that herd moving as one, fish schooling, and so on. Nature is a creative engine, generating shape and form and solving problems in a way that we can simulate in computers, i.e., we can use computers to think in a parallel manner. Biology explores how the natural world works to describe how organisms and plants develop, form, and grow. And in recent decades, computer science has built algorithms with which to simulate the generation of patterns, shapes, form, and the behaviors of natural phenomena to explain and understand them. And in turn, these algorithms have been bent towards problem solving to resolve human issues. Such methods provide a means to unravel complex problems, using a computer to solve something more economically or to uncover novel solutions manual methods can overlook. So the MSc programme builds on this practice and the trends of contemporary science to enhance how designers and architects think and thereby practice architecture. Students will be introduced to novel concepts of biology and computer science to understand how these work and apply to architecture, to think about behaviour and the generation of shape, form, and thereby the configuration of space, to understand how these may arise as a product of the consequence of interactions and performance of entities in a system, to think about how architectural ideas and solutions might emerge and to apply this way of thinking and working to generate architectural solutions. We work at the conceptual level. We care about the creativity of processes and the development and adaptation of methods to explore the creative use of computation for architectural design. Students will be taught how to work with digital tools parametrically, but will also be taught how to work with computers at the level of code so that they can adapt algorithms and digital tools to make them their own. The aim is that students will gain an in-depth understanding of biological concepts and computational methods and apply them to conceptual architectural design in new ways, to redefine how we think about space and the generation of architectural form, to invent and define the future of architectural design.
Hi everyone, so I'm here to speak to you today about our Master of Arts in Planning and Resilience at the Kent School of Architecture and Planning. The course is effectively what it says in the title. So we do town planning, but we also, in response to the global challenges that we now have, like the current pandemic, with which we all have to live on a daily basis, we also cover resilience. And by resilience, we mean the ability to bounce back better than we were before, i.e. how is our level of preparedness? What are we doing to be better prepared the next time something like this happens, so that when it happens, we are better able to respond. And in a way, that in a nutshell is what the course is about. We cover, as you would imagine, a lot of the challenges that sit side by side with the pandemic, some of which have actually been brought to public attention more as a result of what's been going on. So to give you an example, as more and more people are spending time at home, it has become apparent to quite a lot of people, including ourselves and people in the building, the planning, and the architecture industry, that people need space. And that space can only be provided if we look at the way we design our buildings, the way we design our spaces, and what facilities we offer to people, so that when they are in lockdown, they have access to green space, they have access to an office space to do business, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the things that we are covering in this course this year, but we were doing it even before the crisis. It's in all fairness. We cover, as you would imagine, things like net zero transition, i.e. what does a net zero home look like? And this is important because a lot of the people who join the course are either architects, planners, people working in the building industry, and they are people who come into the program because they want to improve, if you like, their level of knowledge, their ability to react and respond and be better practitioners as a result of the things that we learn both in practice with practitioners and in the classrooms through seminars, through site visits as part of the program. So we look at net zero transition, we're looking at new energy trends like hydrogen, we understand economics, and we go through with the students the economics of the building industry, what you can build, how can you pay for it, who can invest, how do you get a return of investment, and I think more importantly, as a result of the current health crisis, what does a downturn look like? What do the professions need to do in order to respond so that they come out quickly, more, if you like, more prepared in order to handle, if you like, the upturn when it comes to equipping the students with the right skills. We look at systems thinking, which is how a lot of disciplines and ideas link to each other, and we look at things in an ecosystem, so that relationship between planning, architecture, design, space, public transportation, infrastructure, access, value, and how all of these things contribute to a better value in the built environment. So it's a holistic approach that we adopt. What backgrounds the students come from? I said a lot come from architecture and planning. We do get people coming in from international relations, archaeology, across the social sciences, for example, psychology, geography. All of those are absolutely the right kind of background, and they give you the right kind of skill set to come into a program that looks at, as you would imagine, planning architecture in the context of climate change, climate mitigation, and resilience building. What can the students do with this course? Well, funny enough, of all of the conversations that the professions are having right now, a couple of really, really important roles in local authorities and councils and cities have come into the fore, and they are potentially a chief sustainability officer. We've had for a number of years now chief resilience officers. We've had people doing the coordination with the investors, with the sovereign wealth funds, with the people who've got the money to spend in order to make the cities better and stronger. And I think these roles would be particularly suitable for planners, architects, and the professionals coming out of this program. Certainly because we equip them with the systems thinking, as I said before, in order to better understand the totality of interventions across multiple areas within a city, within a council, within a local authority, and more importantly, across multiple sectors that cover everything from building, design, infrastructure, transportation, public health, and so on.
I hope that this short introduction has been useful for you. If you have any further queries, please do contact us to find out more.